And it's an unpopular decision, but, I can live with it.
You're one of the greatest ever. I think anybody who knows basketball should consider you one of the greatest ever.
4th all-time in points per game, and yet, when it comes to the GOAT conversation, he's generally not talked about, certainly not like LeBron, certainly not like Michael, but not even like Steph Curry. Where do you fall? Should he be included?
It is far from controversial to proclaim Kevin Durant as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Since his debut in 2007, the world has witnessed a man, now simply known as KD, evolve into one of the most unstoppable offensive forces to ever touch the court. A scoring champion, all-star, MVP, NBA champion, and finals MVP. Kevin Durant will no doubt be elected into the Hall of Fame the moment he becomes eligible. However, when it comes to conversations surrounding the greatest of all time, or the GOAT, Kevin Durant's name is often left out. Recent comments by Kevin Durant himself have sparked a debate amongst basketball fans. Does Kevin Durant deserve serious consideration as the greatest player of all time? And if he's not the GOAT, why not? Let me know in the comment section down below. Before we get to the content, make sure you drop like, subscribe, and turn on our notifications as we're on the grind to 900,000 subscribers. And now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. For the Super Bowl, PrizePicks is blessing us with an easy way to make $100. All Patrick Mahomes needs is 1 passing yard in the Super Bowl for a square to hit, which means he's pretty much a free square. First, download PrizePicks and use my promo code microphone when you sign up to get up to $100 deposit match on your initial deposit, and then make these picks really quickly before they change the lines on them. So for me, I'm pairing Mahomes' free square with Isaiah Pacheco, who's had at least 1 touchdown in his last 5 games, so that's easy, and Christian McCaffrey, who has had more than 88.5 rushing yards in 4 of his last 5 games. Of course, I give away all my picks for free on Instagram, and I highly recommend you turn on notifications for my Instagram story so you can get the picks quickly before they move the lines and you lose your advantage. And thank you, PrizePicks, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? When it comes to the greatest basketball player of all time, the 2 names most frequently discussed are Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. The MJ-LeBron debate is probably the most popular and polarizing sports debate in the United States, if not the world. Sometimes you'll hear names like Kobe Bryant getting thrown into the conversation as well, in addition to other titans of the game like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Will Chamberlain, and Bill Russell. Most of those conversations often exclude Kevin Durant. Recent discourse about Durant standing in the GOAT conversation was sparked by the man himself. In an exclusive January conversation with Dwayne Rankin of the Arizona Republic, KD was asked why he's usually omitted from the GOAT debate, and he said pointedly, "Because I went to the Warriors. Why shouldn't I be in that? That's the question you should ask. Why not? What haven't I done?" This is the very moment Durant believes that his legacy changed. People thought of Kevin Durant as one thing before when he was in Oklahoma City. He went to Golden State to finally win a championship, which he and the Warriors did in dominant fashion in both 2017 and 2018. But the way he did it is what has kept him out of the GOAT conversation, as his former Warrior teammate Draymond Green explains.
KD, he said, because I went to the Warriors. He's speaking on the GOAT conversation. Why is he not in the GOAT conversation? I think KD is one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. The way KD scored the ball is so effortless. He's never seen a bad shot. Like, he's going to get you 31 points on 14 shots. That is a normal KD night. Obviously, I'm not one that's going to be like, KD's championships aren't real. Stop it. There's no championship that's not real. Steph didn't get the credit that Steph gets today until 2022 when he led this team to a championship and won the finals MVP. When all else was failing, Steph said, all right, fellas, come on, let's go there. Period. You got to go do what Steph did to get to that conversation.
The GOAT conversation in many ways has always been defined by rings culture and a desperate desire by the league's best players to win a championship. LeBron James's original decision to leave Cleveland for Miami changed the league forever in many ways, but it was mainly driven by LeBron's desire to win a championship. 9 seasons into his career, Kevin Durant was still looking for his first championship when he chose to join the team that ended one of his best chances at a title. Of course, his best chance at winning a ring to that point was when he helped the Thunder reach the the 2012 NBA Finals in his 5th season, a significant accomplishment considering what the organization went through to get there. Durant entered a franchise going through some major changes during his first year in the NBA. After his rookie season with the Seattle Supersonics, the team announced that they would be moving to Oklahoma City after getting approval from the league. Durant's first 2 seasons were largely devoid of any team expectations as a rebuilding team in Seattle in year 1 and a young Thunder team who was trying to find their footing in a new city in year 2. During that time, Kevin Durant won Rookie of the Year and quickly established himself as a natural scorer, averaging 20 points per game as a rookie and 25 points per game as an NBA sophomore. The team began steadily improving around him over the next 3 seasons with the emergence of Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Serge Ibaka, where he would win 3 consecutive scoring titles. The Oklahoma City Thunder made it further in the playoffs each season in that stretch, culminating in their conference championship in 2012. In his first head-to-head finals matchup against LeBron James, Kevin Durant struck first, scoring 17 of his 36 points in the 4th quarter. Durant was magnificent down the stretch as the OKC Thunder pulled away from the Heat in Game 1 to take a 1-0 series lead. Durant was only 3 wins away from his first championship, but what he didn't know was he'd never get closer to winning the NBA Finals in OKC. KD averaged 30 points per game in the finals, but a dominant all-around series from LeBron James helped Miami win 4 straight to deliver him his first championship. Playoff runs in the next 2 seasons would come up short, losing in the second round in 2013 without Russell Westbrook and losing to the eventual champion San Antonio Spurs in the 2014 Western Conference Finals. In 2014, KD also won his first MVP award and his 4th scoring title, tied for the 3rd most ever already, averaging a career-high 32 points per game. And in 2014, that was significantly more impressive than it is right now, even though it's a crazy achievement right now as well. Durant had his first injury-shortened season in the 2014 to 2015 season, only playing in 27 games because of a foot injury. As a result, the Thunder missed the playoffs. A bounce-back season in 2015 to 2016 led to another deep playoff run, getting all the way to the Western Conference Finals, where they would face the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, and Kevin Durant would participate in a series that without a doubt changed his life. Durant faced a critical juncture in this case to be the GOAT. Taking down the greatest regular season team ever while setting up a finals rematch against LeBron James would elevate him in the conversation even more, and it looked like he would get that chance with a 3-1 series lead. But back-to-back inefficient shooting games from Durant in games 5 and 6, followed by a measly 88 points from OKC in game 7, sealed their series collapse. And this would be the very first stain on Kevin Durant's GOAT resume. But to add insult to injury, less than 2 months later, Kevin Durant signed with the team he lost to. To his credit, Durant was amazing with the Golden State Warriors. Throughout the following regular seasons and subsequent playoff runs, he added the elite scoring that made the Warriors nearly impossible to beat. He also took significant strides defensively. Kevin Durant would add to his legacy when he hit nearly identical iconic threes in the following 2 NBA Finals. In Game 3 in 2017, he hit a dagger right over LeBron James, essentially putting the series out of reach. They completed one of the most dominant playoff runs ever, going 16-1, exacting revenge on the Cavaliers in the finals, with Kevin Durant winning Finals MVP. In the following finals, Kevin Durant hit another big 3 in Game 3, in almost the exact same spot, giving the Warriors another 3-0 series lead. They ended up sweeping the series over LeBron and the Cavs, giving Kevin Durant his 2nd championship and Finals MVP in 2018. The Warriors probably would have had another championship in 2019 had Kevin Durant not been hurt in the Western Conference semifinals against Houston. He missed the entire Western Conference Finals and the first 4 games of the 2019 NBA Finals. He gave it a go in Game 5 against Toronto, but went down with a non-contact Achilles injury, and the Raptors went on to dash the Warriors' three-peat hopes in 6 games. In this particular instance, I think there were 2 scenarios where Kevin Durant would be looked at differently. The first one being, obviously, if he was able to defeat the Warriors in 2016 and then meet LeBron James in the NBA Finals, which I believe he was more than capable of defeating that Cleveland Cavaliers team. The second would be if he stayed on the Golden State Warriors following his non-contact Achilles injury prior to moving on to the Brooklyn Nets. Because the narrative surrounding Kevin Durant when he was a member of the Golden State Warriors was the fact that the Warriors really didn't need him. Draymond Green famously said to Kevin Durant in his final season with the team,
"We were able to win without you, and we will win again without you."
And the craziest part was, Draymond Green was right. Having Kevin Durant on your team is an incredible luxury. The man is capable of going off at any point and is a matchup nightmare. Whenever the pressure is at its highest, Kevin Durant hasn't been able able to perform, and that's what he's been consistently criticized for. If Kevin Durant stayed on the Golden State Warriors following Klay Thompson's injury, he would have made it back a season sooner than Klay Thompson would have, although it's impossible to have predicted that Klay Thompson would suffer an Achilles tear after his ACL tear. But my argument is this would have resulted in Kevin Durant winning championships without Klay Thompson and being a huge reason, possibly the sole reason, that the Warriors would have won championships in a year where they would win the #2 overall pick, during the span of time where the Warriors weren't even close to contention, but instead he decided to go to the Brooklyn Nets. Maybe Kevin Durant would be looked at differently had he had stayed healthy and joined MJ and Kobe in the 3P club, but injury concerns, as it would turn out, affected him and his team's success in the years to come. Kevin Durant has missed significant time in each season since his Achilles injury, including missing the entire 2019 to 2020 season. This current season is the first since then in which he's on track to play more than 55 games. Of course, he'd left Golden State to join Kyrie Irving on the Nets by the time his injuries caused prolonged absences. His decision to join Brooklyn looked like a choice to bolster his case among the greats by winning a championship with a foundation he created. However, in a 2019 appearance on First Take, he pushed back on that line of thought.
You've been criticized a lot, including by Stephen A. Once you joined Golden State, that team is a juggernaut. That team was a 73-win team without you. Was going to Brooklyn at all related to that?
No. I told you what my name was and who I am. You've seen what I've done. I don't have to prove to you that I can win the way you want me to.
Isn't part of your craft at your level, when you're being compared to LeBron James and Larry Bird and the best who ever played, isn't part of it leading a group of guys to be more than the sum of their parts?
I've been playing this game my whole life. I've mastered the team game. I've been in every situation. So no matter what's thrown at me at this point from all angles, from a leadership standpoint, a player, from a defensive standpoint, offensive standpoint, I know how to do everything.
Instead of winning a championship, his Nets tenure was defined by a lost season due to injury, a foot on the line in Game 7, an ugly first-round sweep, and a superstar failing that resulted in a trade demand and a ticket to Phoenix. His decision to leave the Warriors hasn't added much to his GOAT case. LeBron's stops in Miami, Cleveland Part 2, and Los Angeles have all resulted in championships in each spot. Durant's first big move to Golden State delivered him the championships he sought out, but stops in Brooklyn and so far in Phoenix haven't seen him even get to the conference finals. Kobe Bryant entered a new echelon in the GOAT conversation when he won 2 championships without Shaq. LeBron might have built this era's original super team in Miami, but he replicated it with 2 more teams, bringing his championship total to 4. Plus, he was in the finals 9 times in the last 10 years, including 8 straight, serving as the gatekeeper to a championship. Great athletes are viewed differently based on how much they win. Kevin Durant finally won with the Warriors twice, but the fact that he's so heavily stacked the deck in his favor, didn't win before, and hasn't won since is part of his legacy. It doesn't help that Golden State went on to win another title after he left. He is currently 10th all-time in the NBA scoring list with over 28,000 points, likely moving up a spot or 2 before this season ends. He ranks 6th all-time in points per game. He's also been more than a respectable defender, averaging a steal and a block per game for his career. For those Brooklyn teams in particular that lacked size, he was often the best rim protector on the team. Still, he's never been formally recognized for his efforts on that side of the ball, with no all-defensive team honors to his name. The 2-time All-Star Game MVP was recently named to his 14th All-Star Game of his career, but just like Kobe, he only has 1 MVP to his name, far behind LeBron James's 4 and MJ's 5. Durant is correct in the sense that he's done just about everything other all-time greats have done. He just hasn't done it as often as the players he's being compared to in the GOAT debate. During Kevin Durant's introductory press conference with the Warriors, he acknowledged the criticism that his decision received with a small but significant look into his thinking at the time.
And it's an unpopular decision, but I can live with it.
It doesn't seem like Kevin Durant is living comfortably with that decision anymore. Maybe he thought he'd get more credit in the GOAT conversation after winning 2 championships and a pair of finals MVPs. But unless he wins another championship or 2 before hanging it up, it's difficult to envision Kevin Durant's standing in the GOAT conversation changing anytime soon. Let me know in the comment section down below, where do you rank Kevin Durant all time? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.